I was trying to find ways. I was trying to think about ways. I mean, obviously, there's such beautifully written books on South African history. I think many of them are well balanced, but just inaccessible. We don't have the time, the money, the inclination, the energy, whatever those barriers might be, to pick up a 750-page book called A History of South Africa and read it, and read a few of them. And we just don't do it. So I thought, what are the other options? And I'd been to see the guys at Fugitives Drift out in the Zulu battlefields, Isandlwana, David Rattray. I heard him a year before he was murdered, and so I realized storytelling had a real power to it. I was quite moved by that process. I remember arriving in Zululand, and I knew, a little bit about the Zulu people. I knew a little bit about Shaka, and 2 days later, I walked out of Zululand thinking, these are the most fascinating people, and again, like, almost shocked that I'd gone through life. I was almost 30 years old, and I'd never thought about how amazing they were. I'd grown up thinking the Red Indians were amazing. They'd smoked their pipes, and that came with incredible wisdom. And it took me till I was almost 30 years old to learn about the Zulu people. And I remember that sort of, again, these things, ideas, and I thought, imagine all South Africans could have the knowledge base that they believed that, or they understood or knew that every group of South Africans was fascinating and carried with them centuries of accumulated wisdom and all these sort of things in our culture, in our traditions. And so those ideas came to the fore, and I sort of believed there might be a way to compact this into a story which would be accessible and that one could tell it in a single sitting.